Hello everyone, welcome to Edukemi. In the previous video, we have already seen that economics is the science of scarcity management and that economy is nothing but economics in action. Further, we loosely defined economic activities as those activities where money is involved. But what exactly is money? Is it having any intrinsic value in itself? Yes and no. Money has some value, but that's not intrinsic. It holds its value when it has a guarantee by the government. Remember the Great Demonetization? Legal tenders of 500 and 1000 rupee notes lost their value as soon as the government announced its withdrawal, right? So, what is real value in economic systems? To understand this, we need to remember that economics is a subject under humanities. This means that it has a lot to do with human behavior. It is us who ascribe values to objects, both natural and man-made, and also even to humans. Isn't that true? Don't we assign more value to the life of our own mother or someone we know than the life of a random stranger? If that's true, what changes the value of two different lives for us? On closer introspection, you will find that you value something more when you are emotionally attached to it. So, we can conclude that emotions play an important role in individuals' life and choices. If you love something, you can actually pay more for it. And similarly, if you detest something, probably you won't love to pay for it, right? Now, let's look to its corollary. Think about this. Can price tags decide value for something? The answer is yes. And believe me, it really works. A survey found out that people rated cakes having higher price tags to be tastier compared to cakes that had lower price tags. The funny part is that the cakes in the survey were all the same. They just had different price tags. Still don't believe me? Well, what do you think is more nutritious, apples or bananas? Take your time, think over it. Apples or bananas? The answer is simple. This is not an appropriate question. Both are nutritious. But we tend to buy apples when visiting some friends in a hospital. This is so because apples have a higher price compared to bananas, and thus our minds perceive it to have a higher value. And this is an actual phenomena. We call it food fad. Having said this, one can then speculate that economics is actually governed by behavioral sciences and is pretty real. And values in an economic system are thus outcomes of our emotions and behaviors. The complete economy thus relies on something which economists call perceived value. The value thus can be added and negated. In order to understand this, let's take a look at a simple example of value addition first. What do you think is cost of a kg of potatoes? It's around 10 rupees during any peak potato harvesting season. Now, what is the cost of a pack of potato chips? It's 20 rupees for a packet of 40 grams. This means it costs 500 rupees for a kg of chips. This is what we call value addition. Chips making company buy potatoes from farmers, take them to factories, process them and add flavors that we love to eat, and this increases its perceived value. Ultimately, you pay almost 40 to 50 times more for the taste of packed potato chips. Similar things happen in all sectors of economy. The price of land of an area suddenly increases when a project is announced in the area or nearby. Doge coins recently gained price after Elon Musk tweeted about it. Think about this. In all of these examples, nothing much actually changed physically. The only change was in the perceived value of the commodity. The same goes for services in an economy. Even a rumor about a scam related to a company can erode its perceived value. Thus, inverse of value addition will be value depreciation. Value depreciation, commonly termed as depreciation, is loss in monetary value of commodities due to wear and tear, as it happens with automobiles, or due to obsolescence, as it happens with technology and services. As soon as new technology hits markets, it gains value at expense of older technology. Summing up, we can say that value is the maximum amount of money a consumer is willing and able to pay for the good or service. Economic value is the measure of the benefit provided by a good or service to the consumer or recipient of the good or service. Finally, before we end this episode, it is also important to point out that economists generally don't say that value of a commodity in an economy depends on emotions. They prefer to say that it depends on market, and there's an invisible hand, as Adam Smith called it, that operates to regulate the market even when there is no control or regulation in place. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Do remember to like, share and subscribe. Thanks.